Googles neue KI oder weiterentwickelte KI, muss man sagen, und zwar NotbookLM. Ich zeige dir mal einen konkreten Anwendungszweck. Und zwar bin ich gerade da dran, mein Workbook, wenn du das willst, findest du das auf meiner Homepage unter Freebies. Aber ich zeige dir jetzt mal das Workbook und habe jetzt eine konkrete Idee und mal schauen, ob wir das gemeinsam hinkriegen. Also, wir öffnen oder du googelst einfach und sagst NotbookLM. Und dann findest du schon NotbookLM.google und dann hast du hier die Möglichkeit, Try zu machen. Und wenn du einen Google-Account hast, du siehst jetzt hier bei mir, ich habe schon 2, 3 Sachen ausprobiert, habe auch 2, 3 Sachen schon gelöscht. Aber du siehst, das sieht ganz einfach aus. Das ist auch tatsächlich genauso einfach. Und wir machen jetzt hier mal ein Plus. Und dann sieht es so aus, dass wir hier Dinge hineinziehen können. Wir laden jetzt mal mein Workbook herunter als PDF, wie es wahrscheinlich dann eben auch jeder von euch tut. Und dann öffnen wir mal das Ganze und ziehen es hier hinein. So. Also, jetzt haben wir das PDF, das sieht so aus, also das haben wir gerade gedownloadet, das ist das Workbook für Geschäftsführer, Umgang mit ChatGPT, mit Prompting-Beispielen und jetzt hat er das und jetzt sagen wir, er soll bitte eine Unterhaltung generieren. Das ist nämlich der große Gamechanger und jetzt erstellt er ein Podcast über dieses Dokument. Es gibt hier Studien, du kannst hier hunderte von Seiten reinladen und dann wurde ein Podcast rausgemacht und diejenigen, die diese Studien verfasst haben, wurde dir so ein Podcast vorgestellt mit der Frage, ist alles Relevante drin, was in dieser Studie steht und eindeutig haben alle gesagt, oder ein Großteil, also ich habe noch niemanden gehört, der gesagt hat, es hat nicht gepasst, sagen, jawohl, da ist alles Relevante drin. Wir warten, das dauert so zwischen 10 und 20 Sekunden, zwischen 1 und 2 Minuten. Wir können dieses Podcast-Thema dann runterladen. Und das Coole ist, und das werde ich dir jetzt zeigen, weil ich werde das jetzt auf die Homepage implementieren. Damit haben wir das Thema Barrierefreiheit, also Menschen mit Low Vision beispielsweise, könnten sich diese Seite, diese Podcast-Folge dann quasi anhören. Und ich bin sehr gespannt, ob wir oder wie du das Arbeitsergebnis findest. Und du kannst natürlich auch bei mir sehr gerne auf die Homepage gehen und dir das Ganze mal anhören. Weitere Ideen für dieses Thema ist, du suchst gerade einen neuen Job, findest vielleicht nicht den richtigen. Probier doch mal aus, deinen Lebenslauf in einen Podcast zu machen. Das hat die liebe Daniela gemacht und war da tatsächlich sehr begeistert als kreative Idee. Also lad mal deinen Lebenslauf hier hoch, mach einen Podcast raus. Wenn du willst, kommentier's mal, dann können wir mal irgendwie 3, 4, 5 Podcast über Lebensläufe machen. Weil es ist immer so, dass eine Person die andere Person entweder interviewt oder tatsächlich, dass dass 2 Menschen über ein Thema reden. Es ist noch auf Englisch, ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass das bald auf Deutsch kommen wird. Ideen für dieses Thema oder für diese Podcast-Ebene ist meiner Meinung nach unlimitiert. Also sprich, ob du sagst, ich will meinen Lebenslauf ein bisschen anders präsentieren. Du möchtest zum Beispiel einfach sagen, hey, ich erzähle, wie meine Woche war, hau das jetzt zum Beispiel per Text, also lass das transkribieren und hau das per Text in NotbookLM und mach einen Podcast über mein Leben als Unternehmen. Oder natürlich du als Privatperson, dass du sagst, was weiß ich, wie ich Skateboard fahren lerne. Also diese Audiofunktion hat unfassbar viel Genialität. Es ist auch ein krasser Hype im Internet, also wenn du NotbookLM angibst oder eingibst, findest du sehr, sehr viele Beiträge über das Thema Podcast und ich finde es auch sehr genial. Wir warten mal, ich skippe ein bisschen dieses Video und ich sage dir dann, wie lange es gebraucht hat vom Zeitpunkt, wo wir jetzt einen Cut machen. So, 3 weitere Minuten sind vergangen und ich versuche mal, dir das Resultat zu zeigen. Also aus 16 Seiten Workbook wurden jetzt 10 Minuten 24 Podcast. Wir werden das natürlich nicht ganz anhören. Ich verlinke dir das. und dann kannst du dir das anhören, beziehungsweise ich kann es eigentlich auch als Audioschleife hinter das Video packen. Dann musst du nicht noch irgendwo draufklicken.
Okay, so are you ready to unlock some serious productivity hacks with AI? Because today we're diving into ChatGPT v2.pdf, a guide for leaders
This guide is fascinating.
by Martin Yeager. This guide is going to show us how to actually use AI,
It really gets straight to the point.
especially ChatGPT, to free up more time.
Yeah, so it cuts through all the hype and says, here's the practical stuff you can actually use. It's like a toolbox.
Yeah, and I see right away it says businesses can free up like 20% or more of their capacity using AI.
It's a bold claim.
That's a lot. Is that even really?
Richtig geil. Meine Vorstellung ist, wenn es das auf Deutsch gibt, und das ist eine Frage von Tagen und nicht mehr von Monaten, dann garantiere ich dir, ist deine Zeit, Podcaster zu werden. Und es gibt meiner Meinung nach endlose Möglichkeiten. Auch einfach nur, wenn du sagst, ich habe eine richtig lange PDF oder du kannst E-Mail-Verkehr da reinladen. Du kannst sagen, ich habe eine Studie und möchte die während der Autofahrt interessant und spannend vorgetragen bekommen. Du kannst deine Mitarbeitergespräche verfilmen oder vertonen. Ne? Du könntest auch sagen, hey Leute, schreibt mir mal jeder 10 Punkte, warum ihr gerne bei uns arbeitet. Und dann kannst du das deinen Kunden zur Verfügung stellen. Ne? Warum arbeiten Menschen gerne bei uns? Oder du kannst es als Kritiktool nutzen, ne? Dass du sagst, was passt nicht bei uns im Unternehmen? Für Personalberater, überleg mal, du schickst ein Dossier und machst dazu einen Podcast und der Kunde muss nicht mehr langweilig den Lebenslauf lesen, sondern bekommt eine Audiodatei. Und es geht auch zwingend gar nicht darum, wird das jetzt gehört, sondern das Angebot alleine macht es schon sehr spannend. Und damit bist du natürlich vor der Welle, ne? Also du bist Innovator und darum muss es heutzutage gehen, dass die Leute merken, hey krass, der bietet was an, was noch kein anderer anbietet und das kann auch KI sein. Das ist überhaupt kein Problem, dass da steht, dass das NotbookLM ist. Warum? Weil dann beschäftigen sich die Leute mit einem neuen Tool und du warst derjenige, der ihnen dieses Tool gezeigt hat und damit bist du in der Beraterkompetenz ganz weit vorne. Lass mich gerne mal wissen, ob wir weiter mit dem Tool ein bisschen was arbeiten sollen. Ich finde es sehr, sehr spannend und jetzt folgt gleich einfach 10 Minuten 24 die Audioaufnahme zu meinem Workbook. Hörst dir gerne an. Ciao.
Okay, so are you ready to unlock some serious productivity hacks with AI? Because today we're diving into ChatGPT v2.pdf, a guide for leaders
This guide is fascinating.
by Martin Yeager. This guide is going to show us how to actually use AI,
It really gets straight to the point.
especially ChatGPT, to free up more time.
Yeah, so it cuts through all the hype and says, here's the practical stuff you can actually use. It's like a toolbox.
Yeah, and I see right away it says businesses can free up like 20% or more of their capacity using AI.
It's a bold claim.
That's a lot. Is that even really possible?
It does sound almost too good to be true, doesn't it? But when you really think about it,
Yeah.
if you think about all those little things that you do during the day that are repetitive tasks
Totally.
that could be automated, drafting emails, scheduling meetings, or even like summarizing documents.
Summarizing for sure.
The guide actually gives that example, like AI transcribing your meetings and then generating summaries for you.
That alone would save so much time.
Hours every single week. Imagine what you could do with that extra time.
Seriously. Okay, so it's not just about saving time, though. This guide talks about custom GPTs.
Yeah.
Like training AI to write social media posts in your style,
It's amazing.
answer emails, even create like sales pitches.
This is where it gets really interesting
Okay.
because it's like having a version of ChatGPT that is trained on your data in your style.
Oh, wow.
And that's a custom GPT.
Okay.
And so it's saying, look, you can use this and still sound like you and maintain your brand and your style.
So it's not really replacing humans. It's more like having all these specialized AI assistants
Exactly.
that are trained for each thing.
Think about it. Your marketing team could have a custom GPT that knows your brand voice,
Oh, that would be amazing.
all your past campaigns and guidelines. It generates all this targeted content for you.
Wow.
And then they can think big picture strategy.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
Okay, so this would be amazing for any leader in any industry, really. But this guide doesn't just like throw you into the deep end. It starts with this section called Prompting for Beginners, which honestly is perfect for me. I'm still wrapping my head around all this AI stuff.
It's like learning a new language. You need to know how to talk to it to get what you want.
Right.
And so it breaks it down step by step how to do those basic techniques of prompting in a way that's easy to understand and easy to apply.
So you're telling me I don't have to be like a coding whiz
No.
to use this stuff?
Yeah. Anyone can do this. You just need to understand the basic principles and practice. And this guide shows you how.
All right, that's good to know because it can feel intimidating.
It can.
So let's talk about the basics of prompting then. This guide talks about treating AI like a new employee.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's a good analogy.
Right.
Because you wouldn't expect like a brand new employee to come in and know everything right.
Now you have to train them.
You have to train them. You have to walk them through things, be patient while they get up to speed.
For sure.
It's the same thing. This guide really emphasizes that. You're essentially onboarding this AI. You need to teach it.
Oh, that's interesting.
And the way you teach it is by giving it instructions. So the more specific and detailed you are in those instructions,
Oh, okay.
the better the results you're going to get. And those instructions are prompts.
Okay, so it's like instead of just saying, write me a report, it's saying,
Yeah.
okay, imagine you're a marketing consultant and I need you to look at this data
Yes, exactly.
and tell me what's going on.
It's about giving it a role to play, giving it context and being specific. The guide even suggests that you encourage the AI to ask questions if it's not clear, just like a colleague would.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're treating this like a human almost.
It is like a team member.
Like it's part of the team. Okay,
Yeah.
let's go back to these custom GPTs for a second, though, because
Uh-huh.
I am stuck on this.
It is really cool.
To have a version of ChatGPT that's trained on my company's data
I know.
in my style of working. Have you played around with these?
I have.
Like-
And the results are incredible. The guide gives an example of using it for social media.
Okay.
So imagine having a GPT that knows your brand voice,
Right.
knows how to talk on different platforms, and then it can come up with content ideas
Right.
based on what's worked for you in the past.
That would be amazing.
It's like having a whole social media team.
That never sleeps.
Exactly.
That's incredible. Okay, so it sounds like it can go way beyond just social media. I was reading here, it's like personalized customer support, automated emails, even drafting legal documents for specific cases.
Yeah, it's about taking all those tasks that take up so much time,
Right.
but making sure that it's still on brand for you and your expertise.
It's like this whole team of specialists
Yeah.
that are AI.
Think about what you could get done if you had all that extra time.
My mind is blown right now, honestly. Okay, but we need to talk about this human-first approach.
Yes.
Because it seems like that's a big part of this guide. It's not just about throwing AI at all our problems.
No, it says AI should be used to help people, not replace people.
Okay,
So it really emphasizes that human part of it, oversight and ethics,
right.
making sure that it's being used for good and to keep learning. We're always learning.
Yeah.
This is a tool that is going to keep evolving as well.
So it's not humans versus machines.
No.
It's humans working with these machines to be even better.
Exactly. Like AI can analyze all the data and write the reports, but it can't make those strategic decisions.
That's where we come in.
That's the human part of it.
Right. Okay.
Oh.
That makes me feel a little bit better about all of this. So this guide isn't just about what AI leadership is, but it also tells us how to do it. Like, what are some of those practical strategies for prompting? Because we were talking about that earlier, but it seems like we really need to master that in order to unlock the potential here.
Definitely. It actually goes into a lot of detail about specific prompting techniques to get the most out of ChatGPT. And it's not as hard as you think. It's about learning to communicate with AI,
Okay.
which anyone can learn.
Okay. I'm ready to level up my prompting skills. Where do we start?
Let's start with defining the AI's role. So instead of just giving it a vague command, you're going to give it context and a specific role to take on.
Give me an example.
Okay, so instead of saying, write me a report about market trends, you might say, you are a market research analyst. Analyze the latest trends in renewable energy and write a report for a team of investors.
Oh, so I'm giving it a persona almost.
Yeah.
Like you're playing this character.
It helps the AI understand what you want, and then it can be more helpful to you.
So the more specific I am, the better?
Exactly. The guide even talks about how to fine-tune it. Like, do you want bullet points?
Oh, wow.
Do you want an essay? Who are you talking to? What's the tone?
I could say like, write a blog post for tech enthusiasts
Yes.
about AI in a casual and engaging tone.
Exactly. So you're directing it.
Okay, this is starting to feel less scary and more exciting. Like we're actually working with this as like a teammate
And that's the thing. This guide talks about how it's a collaboration. You can go back and forth. You can give feedback.
Oh, interesting.
You're not just giving it a task and then walking away.
Right.
It's a conversation.
So I could be like, hey, I don't like that.
You can say that.
Can you try again?
Absolutely. Or even, what do you think about this?
Oh, wow.
So you're working together.
Okay, this is so interesting. We're running out of time, though.
We've covered a lot.
And we didn't even get to prompting for beginners.
We have to save that.
Yes, for another deep dive. It's funny we talk about AI like it's this thing of the future, you know?
Yeah.
But this guide really shows that it's here now.
It is.
And it's changing how we work.
Yeah. One of the examples that really stood out to me was in recruiting, how AI can be used to screen resumes and even do those first interviews.
Oh, wow.
And the guide says this can actually help reduce bias too.
That's right.
So you end up with a more diverse group of candidates.
That's a win-win for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
What about healthcare? I was reading about how AI can be used to look at medical images,
Yeah, isn't that wild?
like help with diagnoses and stuff.
Like, what if a doctor could use AI to make a diagnosis faster
Right.
and more accurately? That could save lives.
It could.
It's incredible.
Yeah, so it's not all about these crazy future applications.
Yeah.
There's stuff that's already being used.
Exactly like those customer support chatbots.
Oh.
They're using AI.
It's true, they're everywhere. They're getting so good.
And they can work 24/7.
No breaks.
It makes you wonder what else we could use it for, right?
Totally. I mean, the possibilities really are endless.
And this guide wants you to know that this is a field that's constantly changing.
Right.
So you have to be willing to learn and try new things.
Stay curious.
Yeah.
So as a leader, this is important for me to know. I don't have to know everything right.
No, just start experimenting. Find what works for you.
Take those first steps.
Okay.
Okay, so before we wrap up.
Yeah, we didn't get to those prompting for beginners tips.
Oh, no, I'm sad we didn't get to those. But the good news is that this guide makes it so easy. You don't have to be super technical to figure it out.
It really breaks it down. One of the things it says is to break down those big tasks into smaller ones.
Okay.
So instead of write a whole marketing plan, it's give me the elements of a good plan.
Oh, so it's like bite-sized.
Yeah.
So instead of build me a house, it's let's start with the foundation.
Exactly. It's less scary for everybody that way.
Okay, so it's all about taking those smaller steps.
It is. And it gives you a chance to make changes as you go. Make sure it's on track.
So it's not just giving the AI the task and then forgetting about it.
No, you're working together.
Wow, okay, so we are really collaborating with this AI. That's amazing. This has been so interesting. We've learned so much about AI and leadership and prompting. It's a lot to take in.
It is.
But this technology is here now and is changing how we work.
And this guide really gives you the tools to do it in a responsible and effective way.
Yes. Okay, well, that is all the time we have for today's deep dive. What an episode. Hopefully this has inspired you to use AI to achieve even more. As always, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time for another deep dive.